How do you get on with him? And Tyson said you've been here like since last April, I think it was, and he was just saying in the car how well you settled in and you just all clicked together.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you move to a different country and it's all new and you're sort of nervous. How is it gonna, how are you gonna settle in? The friends you're gonna make, where you're gonna live. But it's been great, and he's been very generous with his time, or generous of allowing me to use the gym and looks after me. Looks after me while I'm here, and looks after my family as well. So it's a big thanks to Andy Lee and Tyson and the rest of the family.
So how did this decision to base yourself over here in Morecambe or in and around Morecambe come about?
I started working with Andy Lee after I left Kevin Barry, and we started off in Ireland, finished the camp off in Morecambe, and had to fight in Manchester. And I guess the camp was a great camp, and I enjoyed the area. All you do in Morecambe is train, eat, sleep, and you can't get into any trouble. And obviously the big man Tyson lives there, so it was great for me to make the decision to stay there for training. And I got my family up here now, my wife and kids, and they're enjoying it so far. And I think New Zealand borders are opening up soon, so we might return, but we'll see.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, obviously, we know all about you in training, out of training. I mean, do you ever see each other outside of the gym?
Yeah. Outside of the gym, at the moment we're training twice a day. We're eating 3-4 times a day, so I'm eating it all at the same time, same meals, and sometimes we go bowling. He beats me, I beat him. The other boys win. And there's a lot of fun that happens outside of the gym, not only training, but going, just hanging out with the team, hanging out with the boys, and having a good laugh.
And inside the gym, he said he's been doing a bit of sparring with you. I said, how is it sparring when you're friends? Essentially, he goes, in boxing there are no friends.
In boxing, there are no friends. In boxing, it's look after yourself and back yourself. And when you're doing body sparring, there's no holding back. It's give it everything you have.
Well, that was my next question. So it's not, you don't go gentle on each other.
No, not at all. If you go gentle on each other, he looks. If he sees you, if someone sees you going easy, you're out of the ring. Get out. If you're in the ring doing body sparring or any type of sparring, give it everything you have.
And how is it? Do you enjoy it? Because I mean, I know it's kind of like football, like doing all the press ups and the pull ups and the weights. When you play five-a-side, it's much more fun.
Listen, my love for boxing and my love for training and my love for the sport has grown and has come back a lot more than what it was before. And I'm really passionate about it. So I love everything about it. I love the training. I love coming to the events, out of the press conferences, weigh-ins, everything. I'm just going to give everything I have.
I'm sure this is only the 51st time you've been asked this question, but we're in London, home of Joe Joyce. That fight's been mooted. What's the likelihood of that happening?
I think it can happen. I think at the moment David Higgins, my manager, is working on the deal, and he's working on there's a few offers coming in from different promoters and different management teams, but the Joe Joyce fight is a great fight if we can make it happen. It just has to be a good deal for both sides, and then let's lock it in.
So going back to Tyson, though, I spoke to him once about sparring partners, and he said Joe Joyce was the hardest guy he ever sparred because he just never stops coming forward.
Yeah, and that's a lot of people don't want to fight Joe Joyce because he's got an engine on him, and he can take a punch, and he can do a lot of damage. But I love challenges, so if we can lock that in, I'll be excited.
And how do you think training with Tyson has benefited you? You just said you feel more inspired, or you've fallen back in love with boxing. How much has he added to your game?
I think it's just the whole thing. It's the whole package of the new environment, a great team around you, and then obviously having Tyson there, and learning from him with boxing, technique, with the mental side of things. Having Andy Lee there, I think it's just training alongside all these great fighters and great team allows you to grow and be better and love the sport more.
And do you think that would maybe give you that extra edge you need against Joe?
I think so. I think I'm in the right team, I'm in the right place at the right time, and I'm excited for the next camp. I'm excited to get to work and lock something in soon.
But before we go, we're just here. I mean, it's a bit rainy today, but we have to look at that magnificent stadium. Can you imagine what this is going to be like with 90, 100,000 people in on April 23rd?
I want to be fighting on the card. I want to be fighting in the middle, maybe one day, but this is it's an incredible stadium. And once it's filled up, I think it's going to be electrifying.
And what do you know Dillian Whyte better than anybody? You got edged out, very, very close decision. Could have gone either way. You've had experience of fighting him. Do you think Tyson will beat him?
I think Tyson will stop him before the round 6. Tyson. I mean, Dillian Whyte's tough as they come and always game and got a good left hook on him, and you know, he's aggressive and he backs himself, and he doesn't shy away from taking risks and challenges. But I think Tyson will be too much for him.
Okay, thanks very much, Joe.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cheers.